So I've been using the Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra ever since it came out, and I actually sold my iPad because of this tablet. Is the tablet flawless? Of course not. So in today's video, I will be talking about the pros and cons of this flat screen TV. By the way, links to the keyboard case as well as the tablet will be down below, so be sure to check it out if you want to pick it up. If you're going to be picking up this tablet, you're almost guaranteed to need a keyboard case for it. This tablet is just inhumanely too big to be used as an actual tablet. Buying this tablet is basically the same as buying a gym membership. You can literally just start working out if you get bored, and trust me, you're going to see some progress. So that being said, of course, I do have the official Samsung keyboard case. This keyboard case retails for about $130 and features a kickstand that can adjust to basically any level that you could possibly want. If you want to draw, you can prop down the tablet just enough so you don't get carpal tunnel in your wrists from hours of drawing stick figures. And if you want to get some work done, you can prop it up and you can basically turn it into a laptop. Now, one of the best things about this case, and the reason why I like it so much better than the Apple case, the Apple Magic floating in the air case, is that this case also doubles as a normal case. So if you don't want to use the keyboard, that's no problem. You can just take it out magnetically. You still have your tablet in your hands if you want to use it in your hands, but you still get the back protection of the actual half of the other side of the case. Does that make sense? Probably not, but at least you guys have a visual reference of what the heck I'm talking about. It's basically a two-in-one case. You got the keyboard and you get the case and you put them together, you have a keyboard case. Please follow me. Now, if you want to use this case on your lap, you're going to have a hard time because it is just super not comfortable to use on your lap because of this little kickstand right here that I'm tapping with my pinky finger. It's really made for a desk. Let me put it that way. And the case itself is just, you guys hear that? It's just very flimsy and it's not really meant to be on your lap because obviously your lap is not as hard as a desk. So when you're typing on it, the tablet is either too top heavy and it just wants to fall over, or you're typing on it and the whole keyboard is just like doing the wave because it's just not the most stable keyboard. But on a desk, perfect. Now, I do have to give Samsung major props for including a micro SD card slot to expand your storage. This makes the price of the tablet so much cheaper than the iPad alternative, because with the iPad, you obviously have no expandable storage, so you actually have to bump up from Apple to get to that 1 terabyte. Meanwhile, with this, you can just buy a micro SD card for I believe a 1 terabyte micro SD card is like $150-ish, somewhere around there. You can get that, and boom, now you have 1 terabyte plus whatever your configuration is on the actual tablet. I believe all tablets should have micro SD card. It's just one of those things that kind of makes sense the more you think about it. Did you guys just hear my stomach growling? If you did, hey, sorry, but I'm not going to re-record. For those of you that are wondering, yes, the keys are backlit on the S8 Ultra keyboard, which definitely helps typing in the dark, so I'm good with that. So what about the actual tablet? Well, let me start out by talking about the obvious. This screen is massive, 14.6 inches, HDR10+, Super AMOLED, 120 Hz. You can go down to 60 Hz if you want to save some battery. Watching movies on this display is, I don't even have the right word for it. It's incredible. And even that word doesn't fully describe it. It is, wow. So what good is watching a movie or playing games if the speakers are horrible? Well, I'm happy to say the speakers on this tablet are fantastic. They get loud enough to block out any other sound, such as your annoying neighbor mowing his lawn every day. Hey dude, what are you doing? Are you entering a competition? Or if you go to your friend's house and your friend is in the middle of a divorce with his wife, his soon-to-be ex-wife, and they're yelling back and forth, yeah, you can focus less on them and more on Trek, which honestly is just the best decision ever. So yeah, the tablet does have a notch, and many people, including myself, hey, I gotta be honest, were making fun of the notch, because after all, who puts a notch on a tablet? Well, I'm happy to say the screen is so large and the notch is so tiny, you're not really gonna notice it. I mean, yeah, you're gonna see it, but it's not gonna be like, oh, it doesn't really matter. The notch obviously contains cameras, and I am super impressed with the quality and the microphone quality of these cameras and the microphone. Here's a quick little example. So I'm sitting here outside in my patio. I picked this place because there's a ton of background noise. There's birds chirping. There's no dogs barking, surprisingly. But now you guys get the idea of the front-facing camera on the S8 Ultra, as well as the microphone. And the microphone is just excellent on this device. Whatever Samsung did, hey, dude, it works. Best of all, you can even do widescreen, ultra-wide. Now you guys, excuse me. Now you guys see a whole lot of the picture. And honestly, it doesn't look that bad. A little bit. Hey, bird, shut up. The ultra wide doesn't look too bad. It is a little grainy, like around the dark spots. It's a little bit grainy, but like the main camera, oh, it's butter. Now let me compare it to the 14-inch MacBook Pro. I know that's super not fair, but how funny would it be if this is better? I don't know, actually. I never tried that out, but we're gonna do that right now. And now I'm using the front-facing camera on the 14-inch MacBook Pro. For some reason, I forgot what it's called. It's all good. Honestly, I'm looking at the tablet and the MacBook, and I swear the tablet looks better. Like, I'm not kidding. I really do think that. I don't know. Maybe it's just the screen on the tablet being good. But I don't know. You guys let me know how it looks like on your end. But on my end, hey, I'm digging that tablet. I really am. It's a really good camera. A weird downside I noticed with this tablet revolves around web browsing. It's just not as universal as I would like it to be, at least when compared to something like a web browser on a tablet. For example, in Samsung DeX, if I want to listen to a YouTube video, maybe something like a podcast, and I go over to another tab, the YouTube player automatically pauses, and other times it continues to play, no problem. Other times it pauses for 2 seconds and then continues to play. Other times it just stops and doesn't play. Then I have to go back to that tab, press play again, go to the other tab that I was originally at, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it's not as fluid as the iPad. I've never had that with the iPad, but then again, iPad doesn't have Samsung DeX. It doesn't even have an equivalent to that. So I don't know if this is a problem with Samsung DeX, if it's a glitch, if it's a RAM issue. I doubt it, but something's not right. Something is just not smooth. It doesn't really work good. The battery life on this flat screen TV is amazing. I mean, honestly, talking about battery life on a tablet is kind of funny because they're all amazing. I mean, this is 14.6 inches. You got like what, 11,100 milliamp hour battery, I believe. Whatever it is, it's a bonkers number. This thing definitely lasts me all day, even at 120 hertz, no problem, when doing heavy work. When doing light work, this is easily a multi-day tablet, no problem. Web browsing, YouTube watching, you're going to be expecting about 3 days out of this tablet, depending on how many hours you're binge watching YouTube. And oh boy, I do that a lot. So do I recommend this tablet over something like the iPad? It all really just does depend on your workflow. For example, the iPad has a ton of professional apps that the Samsung Tab does not have, such as Adobe products. So if you kind of rely on that, well, obviously the iPad is going to be the winner. But if you're someone like me that just wants a huge media device that you can play games on, watch movies on, connect the keyboard to it, and then use it as like a little laptop with actual multitasking when you're using Samsung DeX, yeah, man, this tablet's a no-brainer, especially now that you can get it for a really good price, even with the keyboard case bundled in. So do I regret buying this tablet? Absolutely not. This tablet does everything that I wanted to, and like I said, minus those little few bugs and glitches, whatever you want to call it, it does everything I needed to, and I just honestly love watching movies on it. It's a really good display. This is one of those tablets that you can buy, and because of Android, it really allows you to unlock a lot of things. Like you can download APKs, you can download basically anything you want. It really just unlocks your potential to do what you want with what you buy. With the iPad, you can't do that. With the iPad, you buy it, and then you're kind of being told how to use it by Apple. Which, you know, I'm not going to argue, whatever, that's their own move, that's fine. But with Android, hey man, possibilities are endless. So that's basically it, guys. If you enjoyed today's video, definitely click that like button. It's completely free to you, but it helps me and this channel out a lot. If you are new here, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions, definitely feel free to drop them down below, and I'll answer as many as I can. This was Mark from Mark's Tech. Adios.